Some weekends I DJ as well. So
Whereabouts do you DJ?
so I do. It just depends where I get asked. Sometimes I do upstairs at the Court.
Yeah, okay.
I do emo nights at Badlands.
Oh, those go off by the looks of it, yeah.
So much fun. They pack out.
Yeah.
And then I do Cherry Bomb at Lucy's as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With Dallas Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was her?
Georgia.
Yeah. Yes. Sassenfeld. That's it. Yeah.
G-Sass.
Yeah. I've had her on here before.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I love
amazing
her.
creator.
Yeah.
Like, just so cool.
So
cool to chat
awesome.
to.
I've known Georgia as well since I was 16.
Really?
Like, I used to see her around, like, taking photos, and I used to look at her, and because she, like, would manage bands as well, like, run events, and I'd, like, see her running around, I'd be like, I want to do that when I'm older, eh?
And then here you are.
Here I am.
When you were 16, 17, though, did you see yourself, like, doing all of this? Like, going down this pathway at all? Or?
I knew I wanted to do music for ages. I knew I wanted to do events for ages.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I'd ever go full-time creative industry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so lucky to be doing that, for sure.
For someone that wants to, like, break out into the industry and, like, try and go down the pathway that you've gone, like, what would you recommend, or, like, little tips and hints? Like, because it's, you know, so many people that want to jump into media and arts and, like, you know, just music and everything, but they just don't know where to start. Like,
for sure. It's such a hard one because music is quite hard to crack. The industry is quite hard to crack. But I'd say, like, start off small, whether it be if you're someone that wants to take photos, like, go start taking photos at gigs, like, offer, like, bands your service. If you want to start running shows, like, start going to shows, start meeting people, get people to know who you are. And then, anyone can put a show together after, like, you get a gist of, like, the scene and, like, how things go.
And so with the process for, like, running a show, like, with the band, do you have to, like, organize, like, the pack in, pack out, and, like, anything else that happens? Like what is how do you go about creating the show for things like, say, Lynott's or other gigs?
So it's mainly when I run my own events for Conform, for example.
Yeah.
I don't really need to organize any pack in or pack out myself.
Okay.
I should make sure that backline's sorted, so the guys know who's sharing what, if other bands are sharing anything.
Okay.
But
so
yeah.
When you say, like, sharing things, so, like, drum kits or
so, like, kits, cabs.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Cabs? What's a cab? Like an amplifier?
Yeah,
or? Okay.
basically. Stuff like that. At Lynott's, we've got Matchless, because Matchless does backline hire as well.
Okay.
So we hire out things to bands. So we have a kit and everything already there that people that play Lynott's can use.
Yeah, okay. No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
And so, like, what are some of the funnest things you've done, like, over the 7 years of being, you know, a manager? Or even just, like, with the 2 jobs you've been doing, like, you know, what's a good adventure that you've done other than the touring?
I have to think about this one.
No, that's fair. I put you on the spot.
Like, I'd definitely say some of my DJ sets I've had so much fun at, like, just been such good vibes. The emo nights at Badlands, as I said before, or, like, Sewing Room, rest in peace. The emo nights there were fucking sick. Like, I just loved it. And they were all, like, really good experiences. Definitely, I did a music workshop for Sound States run by Hayley Ayres.
Sound States?
Yeah, so that's like a music workshop for a couple days.
Okay.
I did the first one, which was, I think, 2 years ago now.
We'll try and pull that up as well, if that's right. Sound States?
Sound State, yeah. And they basically just run, like, a workshop, all music. They get, like, speakers to come and have a chat to everyone that's attending, and just give, like, tips. You learn so much. I did that as well. That was super fun. I've been to WAMCon as well. That's a really good experience. West Australian Music Conference.
Okay.
It's a really fun program they run every year.
Yep.
So I went a few years ago, actually, when I was at TAFE 2017. And that's a really good experience. Like, it's really cool to, like, meet new people.
Is that held in Perth as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Whereabouts was it?
I can't remember the name of the theatre it was at, but it could have been Convention Centre. I can't remember, to be honest.
That's fair, yeah.
I also get asked to judge for West Australian Music Conference every year.
You judge as well?
Yeah, just like they give you like allocated categories. So I do like the punk and hardcore categories and like vote like Song of the Year and stuff like that, and judge each of the songs that go on the draw to like win Song of the Year.
So how do you go about judging? Like, what are the criteria that they have to fulfill to, like, you know, win potentially?
Yeah, so you just have to look at like the lyrics, like the flow of the song. They don't ask you to look too much at the production as such.
Yeah, okay.
More about like the song structure and how it's put together, like the start, middle, and end of the song. Is everything cohesive? Things like that.
Yeah, okay. Do they play it live then to you, or is it like a recording? Like
it's an online platform that you just log in, and it has each artist's song without the artist name, so it's like not biased.
Yeah.
And then you just judge based on what you hear there.
That's pretty cool though. That's all right.
For sure.
So how long have you been doing that one for?
I think since about 2018.
Yeah, okay.
So that's been pretty fun.
Yeah, that would be, definitely.
For sure.
Because you just listen to all the new music coming out of Perth, right?
For sure,
and
yeah.
then just like, you know, it turns out you actually know that band or something.
Definitely.
Right? Yeah.
For sure. And then I've also done judging at Convenience for Battle of the Bands
When was
a few months ago. I think it could have been...
So I heard about that, actually.
Yeah.
And that would have, yeah.
I think it could have been like end of last year.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think towards the end of last year.
Find that as well.
For sure. And that was really fun as well. Steve from Carnival was one of the judges.
Really?
And Shanae from Rosemount. She's a lovely lady. She books Rosemount Hotel. So yeah, it was a really good experience.
Yeah, okay. No, that's not bad then.
For sure.
So with all of this, is like, it just seems like you just do so much. Like, there's so much to unpack, honestly. But then, sorry. So doing like Battle of the Bands, so you were judging for that, right?
Yeah.
And so similar process, but it was all live though, because they were playing live?
Yeah, pretty much. Similar process to the WAM judging, just based on that live performance. Yeah. And
so, like, from being so involved in the music scene, the band scene, you must know a lot of people, right? Like,
yeah. I think you kind of, after being around for a while in the scene, you kind of end up knowing heaps of people.
Well, that's it, though. And Perth is such a small little city, right?
For sure.
But then apparently we won. Did you see that we won the world's longest city the other day? Apparently.
The world's
longest city?
Longest?
Yeah, because apparently from Joondalup to Mandurah is counted as Perth now.
Oh.
Perth Greater Region. So then apparently we're the longest city
That's
in
wild.
the world.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so we were most isolated at one stage, which I think we still are. Yeah. But then let's see if look.
That's whack.
Yeah. Is that the right article, Damon?
Yeah. Alright, it is. I was talking about how once we hit the certain milestone, we will be the...
Oh, so we haven't won it just yet?
We are.
Oh, we are, okay. Yeah, there you go, 150 kilometres long. Yeah.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
No, it's not. It's Sochi in Russia.
Oh, okay.
That is the longest.
Oh, okay. So we're second longest. We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Yeah. So we're not just yet, but we're almost
there.
And so how do you find the Perth nightlife within Perth? Like, the Perth nightlife here? Like, how do you find... Because we're so isolated, we're so small compared to, like, Melbourne or Sydney or, you know, even if you look at, you know, say New York or something like that. But it's so small and enclosed. But at the same time, like, there's so many people that are just so keen to help out each other and get people involved. And, like, we've just got so much talent here as well.
For sure.
Like, how have you found the industry over the 7 years that you've been involved in it?
I don't even know how to answer that.
That's fair.
Like,
It's a big
obviously
question.
Since Perth is smaller, it does act a lot different in comparison to Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane, for example. You find a lot of people on the East Coast, for example, will travel for shows.
Yeah, okay.
Or they might have a show an hour away, and like they'll all just drive with their mates and go to a show and stuff like that.
But then for here, it's
but then for here, you definitely have to do stuff like CBD kind of thing, or else people wouldn't come.
Yeah.
So just things like that. There's some differences in like where you would run events.
Have you found that over the years as well, like the band scene has been like getting smaller, or has it been getting bigger? Because it seems like the DJ industry has just taken off all around the world.
For sure. And it's become so big last couple of years.
Yeah, and it's like it's the biggest thing, right? Like when it comes to music, people just think DJs. But then when you look at the 80s or the 70s or the 60s or the 90s, it's like you book a band, basically.
Yeah.
And then do you find that it's like to find band gigs, it's not as easy as it was like 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Like to find bands gigs in general?
Yeah, just in general, or like the places that they can play at are more limited these days? Because you got like Rosemount and Lynott's Lounge, and you know, they do things at they used to do bands at Capitol, but do they still do them at Magnet House?
They do, but it's for bigger acts.
Yeah, for bigger acts. Yeah. And then, you know, it seems like everyone's just going, as I said, more towards the DJing side of things.
Yeah.
Rather than being able to go out and rock out to a place. Because you got amplifier as well.
Yeah, I go quite a lot. I mean, I guess it just really depends. Like, regardless, there's still band gigs every weekend in the city. It just, like, depends on the venue and the vibe. Yeah. And there are a lot of, like, new DJs coming out now.
Yeah.
And like you said, like DJ culture's like
blown
growing
up.
heaps.
Yeah. Do you find
I don't find there's heaps of change, to be honest. Maybe like changing the pool of bands you choose from for shows.
Yeah. So I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
Actually. Like, do you find that like there are more DJs now than bands being created and formed, or do you find it's still like a healthier mix, or?
I feel like back in the day there was more of a pool to choose from to book for shows that were like more established in Perth. Now there's probably only a handful that are more like established bands, but there's always new bands coming out, which is sick. To put on shows, which is great. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Sorry.
that's all right. Yeah.
Just trying to think about it.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely changed over the years.
Because, see, like, I've always looked at, say, like, you know, because I've been DJing for 10, 11 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I've found that it's, like, watching the scene, you know, genres come and go.
Yeah.
Kind of like fads and, like, you know, like, fashion trends and this and that. They literally, they go in waves and stuff. Like, when you look at back in the day, say, with Amber and bucket hats and trackies and stuff. Not trackies, you know, like Adidas bloody, whatever those pants were.
I only ever went to Amber once, and it was on the night they were closing down.
Oh, really? Like, back in the day, it was pretty, like,
I know,
pretty
ratchet.
cool. But then it's just crazy how it's like, you know, dubstep makes a huge impact, and then dubstep morphs into rhythm, and then drum and bass has always been such a big thing here.
Yeah.
But then it's just like those genres kind of like, you know, swap and change and do the whole lot.
Yeah.
But we're such a commercial city at the same time. And, like, have you found from, like, watching that it's like, you know, bands, there's more like indie shows, or like do you like book indie bands and stuff?
Yeah, heaps. Like I book heaps through Lynott. We have like pretty much all genres. We do like indie, like electronic, hip hop. We have like a few hip hop shows.
Yeah, okay.
Heavy, like we do everything really.
Yeah.
What I will say though, compared to like a few years ago in like the heavy scene, because I started out working in heavy scene, is that bands have had to become more creative in what they're producing in order to still gain the same traction and keep the momentum.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, like, depending obviously on the genre, but like there are some genres that are a bit outdated for what would get people interested in now.
What type of genres do you mean? Like, do you mean like classic, like nu metal, like?
I mean, it's all completely personal preference. Like, not
course,
saying any genres are bad or anything like that, but just a lot of like, for example, like the 2012 like style metalcore, for example.
Yeah. If
you were to start a band with that kind of genre now, it would be really hard to build yourself up.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I miss like old school Korn and Slipknot,
for sure.
Marilyn Manson, and that kind of stuff. But I 100% agree. It wouldn't really sit well in today's day and age.
For
the
sure.
way the progression's kind of gone
about. So that's definitely a difference I've seen. Like there has been bands that, you know, new bands come in, other ones drop off, and it's always like a new cycle of bands coming in and out. But it's the ones that are able to find the balance between obviously their style and what people are also interested in that end up like keep going on. Yeah.
Do you book any like cover bands as well?
Not really.
Okay.
If there's like any specific club nights that need cover bands, like I have booked in the past for Lynott. But other than that, not really cover bands. I like more work with like original acts. Yeah.
See, that's where it's like it's such a big discussion when I have had bands on here in the past where it's like, you know, is it better being a cover band that releases their own original music alongside, but they make the money from being a cover band, or do they just push their original music and then really just try and like put their name out there? Because it's sometimes it can be so hard to like, you know, become established in a way.
For sure,
right? I can imagine like live, conform, die, like right in the beginning, you know, to book gigs and get your name out there and stuff like that. It's just like the snowball effect. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The more you do, the more involved you are, and then you can start getting 50,000 bloody streams a month, right?
For sure, yeah. It definitely takes time. Yeah.
Have you ever like booked any bands in the past that have just like blown up within Perth and like gone off to, you know, moved over east or anything like that and just like taken off at all? Or?
When I first joined Matchless, I was still underage.
Yeah.
And we had Polaris. I don't know if you know Polaris.
Oh yeah, Polaris. Yeah.
Play at HQ in Leaderville.
Yeah, okay.
So that was one of the first shows I ever worked on. I still have the poster in my room. I kept it.
But they're doing world tours now, right?
Polaris are massive at the moment. Yeah, they're basically a stadium band.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like a small band a few years ago, and they're taken off like crazy now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's it. It's a snowball effect, right?
For sure.
So then, like, when you go to do like the social, well, yeah, there they are. There's Polaris. So they're huge. Like my roommate at the back loves them to bits. Like is in love with them basically. And they came here not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't. Yeah. Didn't they do Metro's Frio or something? I think or.
Yeah, they did. Because I think I work merch as well sometimes for bands.
Okay.
So most recently I did the Gloom in the Corner, but I've done Alpha Wolves a couple times when they've been to Perth.
Okay.
So I saw Polaris when I was working for Alpha Wolf at their merch at Metro's Frio. Yeah.
What's it like running the merch side of things, like in person selling shirts and stuff like that?
It can get pretty busy, but I love it. Like, it's good, like, interacting with people, and then obviously get to, like, sit and watch the show, which is fun.
So it's actually inside the venue?
Yeah.
Then?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So it's just, like, merch stalls.
That's awesome, though. And so how long have you been doing that for?
It's just mainly, like, odd jobs I get asked, like, because I've been familiar with, like, the guys in Alpha Wolf and Gloom for a while. They know I kind of run merch here and there, so when they come to Perth, they'll just hit me up and be like, hey, are you keen to jump on this? Or I get, like, random jobs, like, through industry. They'll just be like, hey, would you be keen to do this? I worked my first ever VIP for Escape the Fate a few weeks ago.
VIP? What do you mean by that?
So I worked VIP, like, controlling all the VIP guests for Escape the Fate.
For Escape the Fate?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, they're a big band.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
They're pretty big.
Yeah.
So then, like, how did you go about doing that? So, like, organising and controlling their VIP, so people that could come and go.
Yeah.
So that's, where were they? Were they Metro City or something?
That was Magnet House.
That was Magnet House as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, well, the promoters just give me the rundown of like what's need to be done. And then I just have to give all the guests, the VIPs, the like lanyards and stuff like that, sign posters, whatever they got with their package.
Yeah, okay.
And then get them in the line, to line up, and then get them to move one by one to meet the band and get a photo. I have to tell them like what they need to do and just give them instructions and stuff like that.
And you're just casually hanging out with Escape the Fate.
Yeah.
Just like doing that.
Yeah.
Being like, all right, it's your turn. You're just sitting there like kind of fangirling a bit. It's like, oh, it's Escape the Fate.
Yeah.
Just casually over here. So what are some of the biggest bands you've been able to hang out with Escape the Fate? That's amazing. But have you ever met any other big bands like that? I mean, also Polaris when they're playing at HQ and
yeah.
Leadable, like.
I've worked merch for Foo Fighters before.
Damn.
But like years ago, just at stadium, but I didn't get to like meet them or anything like that.
You got to see their concert for free.
Yeah,
as well.
oh, kind of. I'm not really from where I was, but okay. I got to hear it.
Yeah, still. That's right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Worked a bit with Amity Affliction.
Nice.
Just mainly with like talking to like their manager and stuff like that. Because I met him a few years ago when I was at WAMCon. Because they do like one-on-one industry like speed dates, they call it, and you get to like talk to artist managers and stuff and like tell them about like what you're doing. And I was talking to him about Conform at the time, still like quite a small band. And then not long after, got an email saying, hey, like, would Conform like to jump on a couple shows with Amity Affliction?
Really?
Yeah, and 15-year-old me was dying. I used to be obsessed with them in school.
Yeah.
Like, all my projects and all that shit were all just on Amity. Like, my mum got me, like, for my 16th birthday, an Amity Affliction cake that my neighbour made. Like, yeah, I used to be obsessed. So, like, 15-year-old me was just like, oh, my God, like, this is sick. So... yeah, it's been cool, like, work with, like, those managers and artists as a part of my job.
That's amazing, though.
Thank you so much.
That's inspirational, honestly. It's like you've been able just to, like, it's all just lined up, but in a way, it's just like you've been able just to be able to work with so many cool people.
For sure. I'm definitely really lucky.
Like, Amity Affliction are stars, basically. Like, you know, once again, stadium bands, right? That
for sure.
Sell out. Like, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
That's
yeah,
very, very cool.
I met the vocalist Joel backstage and I was like, fuck, I'm not really one to go and ask for a photo away. Like, it's part of my job, but like, if I don't do this right now, like 15-year-old me would be like just kicking me so hard. Yeah. And I was like, look, bro, I'm sorry, but can I please get a photo? Like 15-year-old me just needs it. And I was like, yep, I just have to do it.
And you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I owe it.
awesome.
I owe it to my younger self.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
And so you also run the social media side of things as well, right?
Yeah.
How do you find doing that? Because the social media, like, say, for us, like, I find, you know, unless you pay Facebook, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's such an advertising marketing trap these days.
For sure. Are you talking more Lynott or Conform?
Or just everything. Like, because, like, is there a process for Lynott of how they want their social media, their advertising, their marketing, and like sponsoring posts, but then like target marketing as well or anything? Or
with Lynott, it's mainly just posting up the events we will kind of have coming up regardless, because we just need to like promote them and get it out. With Conform stuff, it's a bit different. They have a very niche market but a very dedicated following. So we just need to post a certain style of posts on their Insta, for example, to like really get that market. And when we do, it engages quite a decent amount of people.
Can we pull up their Instagram as well, if that's all right? So with like that, so do you just like say they're playing a live show, and then do you get a photographer or a videographer to actually like take snippets, and then they'll send you that material, you'll decide what goes up, and then
pretty much. Yeah, like we've got a few photographers when we went on tour, for example, or like some of their bigger Perth shows will get like a few like crowd shots, or like I've got I should have sent it to you. I've got a photo on my Facebook of like the guys with the crowd, for example, like just like the really like big shots will like post so or like
this is it here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see what you mean. It's like
that's a video I made of getting our merch printed at work, and then I made a reel of it.
Oh, really? Unfortunately,
that's all good.
Yeah, just because the way it is. But click see all if you can.
No, that's related accounts.
Oh, okay. But then, yeah, wow, that is quite a decent bloody So like highlight some of the photos again. Yeah, 350 likes. Like that's.
The one above is when we were in Sydney. The one on the... Yeah, our drummer broke his wrist before tour as well. That's what that photo is.
He broke his wrist before tour. How did he do that? Did he still go on tour?
Yeah, we're almost going to get someone to fill in, but it ended up being fine. And then he had to get surgery like literally the day he got back to Perth.
That's nuts though. How do you play the drums with a broken wrist?
Oh, mate. He was playing one-handed.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a bit full on.
It was hectic. We were so stressed out, but it ended up being fine.
Yeah. But see, I see exactly what you're doing there. It's like it's a vision right there.
For sure.
It's like a magazine almost. It's just like it all fits in well together, and it actually is like telling a story.
For sure.
But then
I think that's the key to it for sure. Like if you show your personality and like what you're about and set a tone of voice is really what's going to make people interested.
Yeah. And then do you do like many of the hashtags or like...
We don't use any hashtags.
Yeah, okay. Just the tagging or stories, or how do you reach to get it like a new audience in a way?
I feel like a lot of our new audience is made through when we release new music, and that's how people will find us. But yeah, we don't really use hashtags or anything. We're very lucky to have a dedicated fan base.
It's so cool though.
The voiceover on that is funny.
Can we play the voiceover if possible? Bottom right. Wait, click it again.
I was like.
Alright. Yeah, it's sorting it all out. The back end. But no, still, it's amazing.
Thank you.
It's so cool. Like.
liveconformdie has the freshest shirts around. Their new overpriced tees have the weakest back and chest prints this side of Australia. Don't blame the prices on us. Blame the government. Each tee sold goes towards the liveconformdie bank account charity because we are in crushing debt and have fallen in with the wrong people. Seriously, my family is in grave danger. Check the link in the description to buy one. We beg you. Are you looking for some new...
That actually brought up a really interesting point that I could ask. So, with running a band and like managing a band, is it quite profitable in a way? Because like say with DJs as well, it's like DJs, you're playing, you know, other people's music and you get booked for a pub or a bar or a nightclub. But then like, you know, after talking to bands, and it's like you might go and play a cover band set or something, and you might get say $600 for the night. But you divide that by 4 people. Yeah. And you're not really walking away with much each individually. It's you can't survive off of it in a way. Yeah. So is it like as a band that's getting like 50,000 streams, are they making let's say a bit of money from Spotify, or is it working out well?
It is working out well, but I think with any band, even if you're a big band, the bigger you get, the more money you're going to have to spend.
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah.
So
it's so much media and marketing. Right?
For sure. And like, you know, as you get bigger, music videos become more expensive. Things like that. You need to pay more money for marketing. So, I mean, over time, it just, sorry.
No, it's all right.
I'm trying to think.
No, it's all right. I'm just firing you with heavy-hitting questions.
Like, over time, you can make money, but it all ends, what I'm trying to say is it all ends up going straight back into projects for the band anyway.
Exactly, yeah. It's just an investment in a way.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Like, it always funnels back in. Like, you've always got new merch, and like, it's always a couple grand for merch, or depending how much you're gonna print, and like music videos and photographers, and like by the time you're done with all that, it's like,
it all
I think
adds
with
up.
any band, it's quite hard, just because there's a lot to pay for.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's where it's like, as I said, like smaller bands, they're just getting their feet on the ground in a way. It's like they're not doing, you know, merchandise and all this marketing, all this and all that.
For sure.
But then it's like, you've got a fan base. Like, you've got, you know, you've got reach, you've got an audience. And then it's like reaching to a bigger audience. So that's where the money, I guess, comes in, and just the reinvestment and the whole lot.
For sure.
Do many of the band members actually invest into the project, and like, do you invest into the project as well to try and make it more?
We mainly just use the money we make from, like, for example, Spotify or merch or other sources that just automatically go back into the band. Which then helps pay for things like flights, tours, accommodation. And just music videos, as I said before, like things like that for the band. So it always kind of just goes back in to pay for other things.
How have you found with Spotify as well? Because, like, you know, we've talked about this before on the podcast, but it's like, you know, you could get 40,000 streams, right? But then you might not only be making a few cents, unfortunately.
Nothing,
Yeah, because it's Spotify. It's just a well, basically.
Basically, like, unless you're bloody, like, Cardi B, you're making fuck all.
And it's so unfortunate with that. But it's everyone uses Spotify, right?
Yeah.
You know, people use YouTube as well. But even to make it big on YouTube or make it big on Spotify, the way they've structured their platforms, it's impossible to make decent money out of it. For sure. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything to do with music videos as well for them, band? Or?
Yeah. I've, like, organised every one they've had. I work with, like, kind of the concept and, like, designing it, or like
how many music videos have they done?
I think 3.
Can we pull them up? We won't get copyrighted for them, right?
Should be right.
Should be right.
Should be right.
Yeah, should be right. All right, let's pull them up. Let's watch some music videos. And so, how many members are actually in the band?
5.
5.
Yep.
I forgot to ask that at the beginning.
That's okay.
And so, what do they do? This is like a drummer, guitarist.
So we've got a guitarist, lead guitarist, bassist, drummer, and vocalist.
Nice. And so, with organising the music videos, how did you... Whoa, they look pretty cool.
I'd probably click the Terrawave one.
Terrawave?
Yeah. Or, I mean, either way, but...
My favourite.
You like this one?
I've literally requested you to play it. So
is the audio...
Yeah, Alex always requests.
It could be, yes.
Yep.
Let me double check. It wasn't muted.
Gel blasters? Oh.
Go into some audio.
It's like up near, like, Mundaring Ways.
Damn, what was he wearing on his head just then? It was like a demon thing.
Yeah, it's fucking whack.
Yeah, what is that? Did he have, like, makeup artists and all sorts for it? Or?
Our videographer, Emil, for this one, has all kinds of weird shit that he makes. And I'm pretty sure that was him wearing that. He was in it.
That's so cool. So what's the story behind this? Like, what was the vision? Like, it's just a clown eating people and, like, zombies and stuff?
Mate, it's a whole lot of everything, to be honest.
The production on it's very cool, though.
Yeah, for sure. We just kind of wanted a mix of, like, hey, let's be badass and get, like, the guys to line up their BMWs, but also, like, have some weird shit going on with fire. And then our videographer was like, yeah, let's do this.
And just laid it all out and away you go. Like,
yeah, pretty much. This took so long to shoot.
how long did it take?
Like 3 days, but like 36 hours worth of
Really?
filming. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And then to like chop it all up and edit it, like, who did that?
Our videographer for this one did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
And even the song is awesome as well. Like, the music's dope.
Definitely a bit of everything in this one. Bit of rap, bit of Russian hard bass.
Yeah, wow. Like, their shows must be incredible.
They're super fun.
Do they ever like crowd surf or anything like
Yeah,
that? Yeah,
heaps of people. Do they crowd surf or do fans crowd surf?
Oh, the band.
They don't, but like
Fans
do, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Have they ever organised like a death circle or whatever it is, where they like everyone goes apart and then they run into
Circle
each other?
pit?
Yeah, circle pit.
Or like Wall of Death?
Oh, Wall of Death, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the vibe. Like, with some of their songs, you definitely can do like Wall of Death and like circle pits and shit. But they've got like, with their newer stuff, it's definitely more like weird twists on it. Like, they've got like songs that are just pure rap, and then they've got like songs that are heavy, songs that are a mix of both, songs with like bits and pieces in it.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Cheers.
Can we play another as well? And then so what's another good one we can play? And then we're running out of time as well. We've only got like 8 minutes left, so that was one we just watched there. And so you just like basically just hired a videographer, or it's just a mate of theirs, and then just said, let's make a music.
We hired a videographer, yeah.
Yep. And then just right, you skip right up to the end. Yeah, back to the beginning. It's a similar thing as well, just hired a videographer and said, this is our vision.
Yeah, this is quite old now. But yeah, Jackson Healy did this one.
Okay.
The boys look so young. It's so funny.
And so she's just a model then?
Yeah. The videographer knew her and got her to model.
Yep. As I said, like their concerts and stuff like that, their shows must be so cool.
They're super fun.
Just like everyone just like rocks out and jumps around and
definitely
gets into it. And so, how often do they play? Like, when's the next show coming up?
They don't have anything out publicly yet for the next show, but we're looking at couple shows coming up in the next coming months.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like, where can you? What venues do they usually play at in Perth? Like past shows and
usually like amps, but obviously just depends on like what show it is and things like that. Like they've done Metro's Frere before. Yeah, mainly like amps. They've done Lynott's.
Yep. Because it's like, as I was saying before, it's like it kind of sucks because with Perth we don't have heaps and heaps of venues everywhere. But like for music like this, you know, Metro City, right? Or did you Metro's
Freo.
Yeah, Metro's Freo, not Metro City, but yeah, Metro's Freo. But then it's like, you know, usually it's just DJs.
For sure.
And so would this usually be like during the week, or would it be on a Saturday night or something like that? Or
at like Metro's Freo, you mean?
Yeah.
It usually would be like for bigger acts on a Friday or Saturday night, and then obviously when the show finishes, so say for example like 10, 11 o'clock, then they'll stop that and then have DJs on after.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because then that's when it'll go back into the commercial kind of music.
Yeah, because when I worked merch for Gloom in the Corner the other day for, it was at In Heart's Wake show.
Yeah. Really In Heart's Wake. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what they had on. I think it was like a Friday or Saturday night. And then straight after they just cut to normal commercial stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as I was saying, it's like, it sucks it's not just a venue where it's just heavy metal.
Yeah.
Because like, they were trying to kind of do that, they were trying to do that with Lucy's Love Shack.
Yeah.
But then Lucy's Love Shack went from being like a dive bar, rock and roll venue like Joe's Juice Joint. Yeah. But then went just straight back to being more indie, and then also Cherry Bomb as well on Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
That was
Fridays.
Yeah, on the Fridays, yep. And then they've just now gone the vault and house music, basically.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as much as we all want it, like, it would be cool to have, like, just one alternative venue for that only, but it's just too hard, and it's just not going to happen. Like,
yeah, it's so unfortunate.
Yeah, but, like, in saying that, it's kind of good when bands that are heavier or, like, alternative get to play, like, more commercial venues, because then it might bring in new fans and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, that's where Perth's growing, and it's growing and growing and growing.
For sure.
But that's where it's like what we were talking before about Perth almost being the longest city in the world.
Yeah.
It's like then we'll get more venues along that strip, like, you know, from Joondalup to Mandurah, and then we might have a nightclub open that would just be a rock and roll bar.
Yeah.
But it might be down in, you know, might be up in Joondalup, or it might be down in bloody Rockingham or something like that eventually. You know, 5-10 years down the track. But it's all just DJs. And it's all just commercial music. And I would just wish we had something like that where you can go on a Friday night. It's just heavy metal.
Definitely, yeah.
Because even Joe's is just classic rock, basically.
Yeah. It's more like the older style stuff, yeah. But we do love a 2 a.m. Joe's visit.
Exactly, yeah. It's always good. It's always,
good.
Yeah. But that's it. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope you had fun.
I had so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like what I was saying before. It's like, you know, 10 out of 10 guests, they might be like a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, but they'll come on here and then they'll just be like, nah, this is fun.
No, I had so much fun. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, honestly. And then we'll get you back on like maybe a year or 2 years or something.
Yeah, sick.
And I would love to interview the band as well.
Yeah, they'd
like,
be keen.
If you want to come on with the band and we can all just hang out, have a few beers and just chat and catch up, that'd be really cool. Yeah,
no, they'd be keen for sure.
That'd be awesome. All right, then. So next week, who have we got? We have... What's the date today? It's in May. Next week we have Danielle coming on from Perth House and Techno Scene, I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
Part of the event, the Facebook group, I'm pretty sure. And she also does some other stuff in Perth, but I forgot. So, but yeah. So next week, Thursday, I'm pretty sure.
Sick.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep.
Also, my boyfriend just messaged me saying I can plug his stuff.
Oh, should we quickly do that then?
Is that cool?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's launching a clothing brand called Legacy Couture.
Legacy Couture. We find that?
Instagram, Facebook.
I sent through the photos on the messenger, I believe. I didn't want to leak it just in case, but he was like, no, go for it. I was like, yeah, sick.
Yeah. Well, that's it. As I said before, like, we don't want to get in trouble, but
yeah,
we've got the all
of
clear
course,
now.
we got the all clear.
Yep, still trying to find it.
That's cool.
No, it's on his personal. That's fine. It's alright. It's alright.
There's no photos on the Instagram yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. He's just started it, so the first photo shoot is next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so what is his brand? What's he trying to, like, what's his vision
Just
for
like
it?
streetwear.
Streetwear,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's been really cool seeing him design it because I've been able to kind of work with him a little bit on it, and like just seeing different designs and stuff is just what I love to do. So it just seeing him like work on it and like starting something up is sick.
And so are you going to help him like with your marketing knowledge and everything?
Yeah, like I've definitely like tried to help him out so far with like a bit of that kind of stuff. So
no, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you found it? Oh, yeah, there's the Instagram. But then...
Yeah, there's a Legacy Couture. this.
Nothing will be up yet because it's not out, but
yeah, exactly. Just register for pre-orders.
For sure.
So register for the pre-order.
Yep.
Register.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know if did I send the photo of the t-shirt through to Alex's
Microsoft
message?
Edge though.
No.
Other Alex.
Oh. So wait, on Microsoft Edge though, didn't Liv send it through?
I sent it.
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice, sweet. I was looking, so I didn't know.
No, that's okay.
Else.
Yeah, so that's it there then?
Yeah. So it's got like puff print and then it's got some screen printing too. So
Yeah, okay.
Super 6 streetwear coming soon.
Oh, I fucking literally followed that the other day and liked that. I was like, this looks dope.
Oh, sick. I'm glad you like
Didn't
it.
even know. No.
Sick.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah. Keep your eyes and ears out for this then.
Hell
It's,
yeah.
the new brand coming out in Perth from local artists and local creatives.
We love that.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And then we will see you guys next week for another episode. And then, yeah. All right. We'll catch you guys later. So
Sick. Bye.
Catch ya.